with Art and Grace. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope you will. I hope this won't be your only time to join. I go live on Mondays at 6 o'clock Central. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and get out our paints. We're going to do a really quick barn painting. Oops, let me get my comments pulled up. And I've already got this sketched out for us. Are we live? Oh darn, I may not can see. Hi Marcia. When I stand up, I can see them on my cell phone, but I cannot see the comments once again on my iPad. But I'm going to trust you guys. Just go ahead and comment away, and I will watch them, or I'll see them when I'm done. But I don't know why it will not let me do that. But you're here, so I know you're here. I'm going to just keep going, so bear with me. And like I said, comment away. Maybe I can get it pulled up on my computer super fast. Let's see how quick we can do it. This is a live on a Monday on YouTube. And if you are here, be sure and comment. Yes, I think I'm going to get them on here. Has anybody left a comment? Yeah, Marcia did, but I don't see it still on my laptop. But anyway, we're going to get going because this is a super quick one. I am painting a actual, a real live barn painting in my private group, and wanted to show you a simple one here for those who are not in the group. Now, of course, I wish you were, and if you have thought about it, you should join us. This is just in my sketchbook, but we've got a larger one coming, and so I'm in the mood to paint barns. This is going to be a fall barn, but of course you can change it up and make it any season. So let's first of all do our sky. I'm going to pull some white and add just a touch of blue to it. You'd be surprised how much that blue will take over. So I try, start with just a little bit and add more as needed. Kind of start small and add, because before you know it, it's way too blue and then you're adding white. So that's a really good, pretty fall color here. Maybe just a little more paint. It always bothers me when I can't see comments while I'm live, but the show has to go on. And I know our friends will comment and I'll be able to go back and see. So you can ask any questions or make any comments and I'll see them after. Okay, I'm just going to grab a kind of a smaller angled brush. This is 3/8 of an inch, but any size you have. I was going to, put my whole set of brushes on the list. I think we can do this in just a few, maybe 2 brushes, 3 at the top at the most. So I'm going to go ahead and get on our sky. And this, because I'm doing what I'm calling just a simple painting so that you guys can paint along, we're going to keep it simple and just get the blue back here. Are y'all ready for fall and the cooler temperatures? I know we are here in Texas. It is super hot, and we're kind of getting ready for football. Football's so big, and so when football gets here, we're always just ready for cool weather. We want to wear our sweatshirts. But so far, no relief. It's still hot. So I mentioned we're doing that bigger barn painting. So if you guys are interested and you have thought about, maybe you want to learn how to paint, or maybe you've tried other styles and you need something that's more doable with the time that you have, I teach what I call whimsical art. So it's imperfect and easy and fun. The whole reason I do art is for relaxation. And so I like to teach things that are very doable for anybody at any skill level. And of course, if you are more advanced, then you just add your special touches, But we get together and paint live once a week, and then we have a special paint night once a month. And I teach acrylic painting, glass art, how to safely use resin, and mixed media. I can do some other things, but those are my favorites, and that's what I focus on. Okay, so we've got our little background for our sky. We will add some clouds in a minute, but right now I'm going to move on and get the first layer of our barn down. And if you have a place to send this, would you do that? Let me just see. Yeah, oh, this happened once before, and I think when I opened a different browser, I'm going to try this. Open a different browser where I'm not logged in. I think I could see the comments that way. That's what I'm going to try. I can see them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I got to take 1 second. Hello, Marcia, Joan, Tanya, Mickey, Levada, Debbie, Mary, Kim Vogel, Marcia, Luann, hello, and Sherry Brown and Sherry Wright. I am so glad to see these. Hi, Tracy. You guys, this is so fun. Okay, so I know Tracy is one of our friends that you guys watch too, so be sure and follow her over on her YouTube page. You can see it right there. Tracy's Crafty Creations. Thank y'all for being here. And I'm so glad to see the comments. That just makes my day. All right. So let's get our background of our barn on. Do y'all hear Blue? She is feeling a tad bit better today. I told Ron over the weekend, we've got to get a second opinion, period. This isn't good enough. She's got to get better. And I think she heard me because she's not great, but she's a little better today. So I'm going to move some of this white over. I see the little blue I got in it. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything because we're going to do our first layer gray. So I'm just going to mix that little bit of black with white. Again, you don't need as much as you think. It'll take over and turn it really, really dark. So there's that. Also going to have a little bit of white ready, clear white, nothing in it. And now this is why I chose the angle brush for this, because our barn has lots of angles, so this will be the perfect brush. So let's grab that light gray. I'm going to grab just a little white with it and and I think I will just start here. Whatever's convenient and comfortable for you. But I'm going to start at the top and work down. Just grabbing a little white with it because I got it a little bit darker than I meant to. For our base coat, I always like, if I'm going to do like a white barn, I like to have a gray background. And just follow your shapes. This is why acrylic painting in a whimsical style is my favorite, because everything can be broken down into shapes. So as you see, we've got triangles and squares today. And when you take a painting and break it down like that, it really does make it so much less intimidating. So if you're in my group, you get a tracer for everything that I paint. But if you're not, you can start learning how to sketch it out yourself and, just kind of follow the shapes that you see. Now notice I'm going up and down on these brush strokes because I'm going to want my barn to have the lines, we're going to add. And so I like all of my brush strokes to mimic that, going just like the wood. And you could do side to side, it doesn't matter either way. But I keep all my brush strokes going the same way. And that just helps create that illusion of wood in the end. She is a little better. Not great, but She is eating, she's picking at, she won't eat her dog food. And we've tried several different, we've tried her old dog food she used to love. We've tried a new kind that's supposed to be really gentle for boxers. We've tried, putting stuff on it, and she doesn't want it at all. So we're kind of forced to give her anything at this point, just to get some things down, or don't want her losing any more weight. It's a long story with her, but if you have a dog you love, you know the struggle sometimes when they're sick. It's almost like having a child. Okay, I think for the roof, let's do kind of a mix. Let's do some kind of gray, but also we'll put some blue in it and make it kind of pretty. So we've got a gray, adding some blue, and this will be our first coat of that. Just use the tip of that brush. But you see, we're just kind of filling in each little section. So if you've had trouble painting before, by trying it this way, you might really see how you're just, blocking it in at first, and then you can go back and add special touches. And I think that this makes it a lot easier. I'm going to add a little darkness too, a little bit more black over here on this side. Get your brush wet when it starts dragging and doesn't want to flow nice and neat. Let me know how your weekend was and how is your Monday going. Mondays can be hard, and I joke about them a lot, but I'm always glad for Monday because we get to reconnect after the weekend. I usually do a lot of family stuff on the weekend, and I don't get on social media much, and so I feel like it's like, ooh, I get to see everybody again, Okay, so notice not perfect, right? We don't care. It doesn't matter. It's going to be cute in a very imperfect way. Added a lot more black to this little mixture I've got going. I'm going to do this little awning thing here. And you can just use this brush. Let the brushes do the work for you. That's why I don't go for like super expensive brushes, but there are two sets that I really love, and this is actually from a different set, but this set that has the orange brushes is my favorite. It's just a very inexpensive set of brushes that you can get. And then this one is becoming a new favorite. I haven't even really used it much, I don't think, live, because it's pretty new to me, but it's the same brand, and so it's very comparable, and I can get these at Michael's, which I like. Just catch it when it's on sale, because your brushes will make a big difference. If you're using old brushes or brushes that won't do the work you need, then that makes your painting harder. Just thickening that up just slightly. Okay, get a little touch more black out. Oh, thank y'all for sprinkling. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Trisha. I am glad you guys could make it. And I know sometimes you can't stay the whole time because, it's kind of dinner time for a lot of people. But I love when you guys check in and say, hey, at least. Get a few little details done here with this. I am making the brush have that chisel edge by just going back and forth. And I have to do this kind of slow so you see what I'm talking about. Like, scrape your brush down in the paint and then turn it over and do it the other way. And so I'm going, you know, one way, then flipping it and going the other way. And that gives you that nice, really nice chisel edge that can give you a line. So a nice straight line that way. I'm gonna use this color and go ahead and paint in our doors. Ooh, I need more. Do need a little more. This is a painting that doesn't take a lot of paint, but this is kind of a charcoal color if you just put a little bit of white with it. Oh, Teresa, sorry about that. Well, I am glad you're here. Okay. And we'll do that little window up there, and I think I can still do it with this brush. I don't think I need to go smaller, but you can if you need to. So just this little square, easy peasy, you guys. I like to also add glass and resin to my art. So when you do that, you really don't have to add tons of detail because it's not going to show. So I do like to, in the private group I have, I do like to give them a really good painting because, you know, a lot of people do not do the glass and resin, but sometimes it's fun to do kind of simple little things like this, and you can knock these out really quick and make them gifts. So I'm going to show you kind of a fall one, but you could do this at Christmas and put a little Christmas tree in front of it, and that'd be such a cute little gift that's, you know, way more special than just, you know, a candle or whatever. Okay, so we are gonna go for our second coat on our barn. I'm gonna do white. Let's get out a little more. I never want like a pure white because obviously it's an old kind of dusty barn. We don't want it too clean. So I'm gonna pick up just a touch of that blue. Let's see if we can get, no, yeah. Sometimes I'll even just kind of pop that little bubble where it dried a little and just put a little touch of blue in there, and then just another touch of the black. So it's a much lighter, it'll be much lighter than the first coat we did. Actually, I really didn't get it too much lighter. Acrylic paint will dry a little darker, so you do have to add plenty of white. Hope my arm isn't in the way. Having a little streakiness in there is perfect. But I always add more in, so whatever we get, and then I'll add some. When do you guys decorate for fall, if you do? Does it depend on where you live? That's kind of what I was wondering. Because it's so hot here that I'm like, ugh, I don't want to even drag stuff out. But it is about time to, technically, when we start having football, I have to decorate, you know, because we'll have people over and notice everything's going up and down. I'm going to pick up a little more of this kind of charcoaly color because I went over just a little bit and just touched that back up. It's not a big deal. Now while this part dries, I'm going to do a little bit more to my barn because that is dry. Yep. So let's come around and grab, we'll take some of our gray, and I'm going to dry brush a little bit of this on here. So sometimes I choose a true dry brush, and sometimes I'll just use this if it's the look I want. So in this case, I'm going to be going like angled. So this is actually the perfect brush for this. And I put on white and then I took off most of it. So there's really not very much on here. And you can always test it out first. But I'm going to just lightly kind of brush it, going the direction of my roof. Like so. And this is, I've just got that light gray. And then a little bit on this side. Because we don't want it to look new, right? And then same thing here, I'm just picking up some of the white that's even on the front of the barn and kind of moving it over here and dirtying that up. And I really like a lot, because I will be putting some highlights, so I'll just go ahead and grab, you know, quite a bit on my brush, get it to that chisel edge, and then come across the top right here and go ahead and put that little highlight there. Just kind of drag it across that. See how much better, you know, for an old barn, you don't want it like a stark black or any color really. You want it to be dirtied up a little. I'm going to drag it across my windows and my door. Just kind of dirty it up. And you can go back and forth. It doesn't have to be just one way. Okay. Oh, yeah. Laveda, I can see that. Teresa, you're ready? Thanks, Kim. I didn't see you. I'm glad you're here. Start decorating in the next... Yeah, same here. I think we'll do. Around Labor Day, Luann said. Labor Day, Sydney said. Okay. Let us take, let's see, it's not quite dry. I'm going to go ahead and take our white or really light gray. So I'm going to add a little white to that, get my chiseled edge, and we're going to give everything, you know, that little cross look. Actually, that could have been just a one and a, you know, going that way. I don't know why I did it the barn look, but that's fine. I'm sure some of them are the little barn look. Get it chisel edged, and then let's cut it in half. You guys, this just couldn't be easier. So I hope somebody will give it a try. Because the barn is one of the easiest things, in my opinion, because it's such simple shapes. and you're just really filling it in. Let's add a little, I just wiped my brush off on my paper towel, and I'm going to pick up some black, a little bit of white, kind of make that charcoaly color, and I'm really working it in, and then I'm going to kind of wipe a lot of it off, and we're going to dry brush this across our roof too. Start small. You can always add, but let me tell you, with black, you know, you'll get way too much easily. And I'm dry brushing across that roof. Get a little more. Wipe off. And now I'm going to just kind of get more into another line. On the outside. Clean that one up. Okay. And here's where I'm going to really get a chiseled edge and start making some lines for my wood. And I'm doing kind of sketchy. I don't want it to be like a dark, heavy line. So I'm going to put it down and kind of skip it. Skip it down. And obviously imperfect. Like it doesn't need to be exactly equal, because this is a whimsical little barn. We're not trying to go for perfection. Okay, let's do our ground. Oh, I missed what we're praying for, but I will go back and read these. Okay, let's do some grass, and I'm going to get out my Hauser light green, and I will add a little bit of, you can add brown or black. Black is always easy, you know, and I want to get a little more of a deeper green. You can use any green you want, but I didn't want to put a lot of them on the list, so I just will add a little black and give that kind of an army green color is what I call it. Brown will mute it, but not be as dark, so just whichever you prefer. And then whatever's on this knife, I'm going to add into this just to kind of muck it up a little bit, and it's less bright, but it will still be a really pretty green. I like a really pretty Kelly green and yellow green in the spring, and in fall I start using more muted colors. I'll stick with this same brush because it's working great, and it's just such a simple painting. So let's start with our darker color and get that down. You can use that nice edge to go right up to your barn. You can even bring it back some, so we'll just bring it back a little. And then I'll wipe that off. And usually I wait till that dries, but I've got a fan blowing on me, so it's probably drying already. And I'm just going to add a little bit of our Hauser with some light. You know, we put a little black, but it's lighter on here as well. And then we'll stop and do a couple of clouds before we do our pumpkins. I want to do a couple of pumpkins sitting by the barn. And also another thing I just realized I need to do. I'm going to make little creases. So black with just a touch of white again. So it's more of a charcoal. And chiseled edge again. I'm going to just do a couple of little non-heavy, but just kind of giving that a little definition there on the roof. Okay. I am going to use this dry brush or maybe a smaller one. Let's see. Just a pen, and I've got one in the I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I just missed it. This is another one I use a lot, number 4. You know, it's a little bit smaller and not quite so small, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to take that little palette knife and mix up our color first. So let's put our white and a little touch of black, because always I make the base of my clouds gray or gray blue. If you have some blue on your palette, you can add that in there. I don't know that I do. And sometimes tap it to see what it's going to do, and then we'll just kind of start tapping. And then I'll come up maybe and do a curve. You can do your clouds however you want. Just look at some and go from there. Decide how you want them. And that's kind of our base for our cloud. So we've got kind of a line. It's going to extend over here. We're going to do a little curvy place up here and here. Let's do one more. Maybe a little lower. Hi, Pam. Hi, Monica. Glad y'all are here. Okay, so there's our base. Then we're going to grab our white. I think I need more. I got to refill my bottles. I have a little thing on my desk that holds all of these small 2-ounce bottles, and so I just keep refilling them as I need to. Okay, so let's take a little bit just right on top. I will kind of wipe it off to be sure I got most of the gray off, and we're going to pick up that white, tap it off. So see, it's going to mix and make the light gray. Let's really get most of that off. You can take time to clean your brush, but that's okay. Tap it off. And this is our next round. I'm going to go on top of that darker gray. This is just a little bit lighter gray, and fill in some of our cloud with this tapping motion while leaving some of that darker gray down there. So see, you can see the darker gray, you can see the lighter gray. And then next we'll actually do white. White. Okay, clean that off. Brenda, thank you so much. I just sent Happy Mail out to all of our YouTube members, which is Brenda, Inga, Sherry Wright, Sherry Brown, and Laveda. So you guys have some Happy Mail coming, and it's just a small token and my way of saying thank you so much for being a palette member. Appreciate you guys very much. Okay, I've washed that brush off and drying it on my paper towel. So now we've got a nice clean brush again, and we're going to go back into our white. Guess I'll pound out another dot. So we've got nice clean white. Tap it off. Kind of working it into the brush and tapping it off. And then we'll go on top of what we did, but I'm trying to leave that little gray area down here. So we're going to kind of work on top of it. So instead of coming to the bottom, I'm going to go kind of right on top up a little bit. Does that make sense? And leave some of that showing. I'm reloading my brush with more, tapping off. There's lots of ways to make clouds, but I think this is an easy way because, like I said, with the brush that we did our barn, you're letting your tools do the work. You know, you're really just letting them do it. You're just guiding. Oh, I appreciate y'all, Aveda. Thank you very much for being a palette member. It's a fun thing that YouTube does to help us, and I appreciate y'all for doing it. Okay, let's see. I like it. What do y'all think? Do you like the clouds? Okay. Let's take a look at that ground. And I'll tell you, my dry brushes, I've had them for a long time, and they are just, they're perfect. They have not had any issues. So they'll be a little stained, but if you'll take care of them, they'll last you forever. Okay, the only other thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of our deep ochre for our grass. So I'm going to put just a little bit, not tons, along with that green. So it's still kind of a muted yellow green. It's just a kind of a pretty color to use for fall. I can still use my angled brush. Just get some of that color and then lay that down on top of some of these areas. And that gives you pretty highlights that look more interesting. Okay, let's do our pumpkins, super easy pumpkins. Now, you don't even have to draw these. This is where I'm going to go to my other brush. This is just a number 2. No, it's a number 1. I usually grab my number 2, but I grabbed the 1. And let's get out a little bit of our cinnamon stick. We've already got our ochre. Okay, and I'm grabbing that cinnamon stick, and I'm going to just kind of draw out my little pumpkin right here on my design. So again, we've got angles, we've got squares, and we've got, now we're going to make a little circle basically. So you can do it just like this, like where you make a little football shape, and then take your brush and do a curve, and then a curve the other way, and there's your little pumpkin. We need it to sit on the ground, so I'm going to drop it down just a notch. There's your little pumpkin. Let's do another baby one by it. And then we'll put one over here. We'll do a little bigger one over here. Okay, that's your first layer. Oh, Joan, thank you so much. Mary Ochre, you're a palette member? Woohoo! Thank you, Mary Ochre. That's awesome. I will send you the same Happy Meal. Just give me a couple of days to make some more. And I sent you guys something that we're going to be using in a project coming up. So, all right, let's get that dry and we'll do our next layer and we're just about done. How easy has this been? So easy. I had to be sure that is bright enough. How's y'all's lighting? You know that mine is never bright enough. Okay, let's do another coat with that cinnamon stick. It's just such a great base. You can definitely do your pumpkins with just like red and yellow and mix and everything, but this cinnamon stick or anything like it, like a burnt sienna, you know, just having a kind of a brown orange is really great for a base for a pumpkin. Oh, thank you, Linda. Glad you're here. Yes, pumpkins for sure. Let's see. Do we still have our brown out? What is that? There. Just a touch of burnt umber. You don't need much. And I'm just barely putting it on my brush and just make a little stem here. No need for anything fancy, you guys. This is just a cute little painting. So don't worry. Don't stress. Make it fun. And I'm going to go ahead and take my ochre and kind of come right back. Ooh, that's a lot. Come right back over what I have. Starting to put these highlights. And was hoping to mix with it, but it's already drying because, like I said, I've got this fan. So I'm going to take a little bit of that cinnamon stick and kind of mix it with this. That ochre mixed with your cinnamon stick makes a beautiful orange. Just put a few little highlights. Like so. This is my birthday week, you guys, so I am thinking about if anybody wants the tracer and the color sheet, let me know, because if you do, I will get it ready for you. like I said earlier, the VIP group always gets that from me for everything I do. But since it's birthday week, we got to have some fun. And my membership is open, so if you would want to come join us, we have so much fun. A lot more happens in the group than I do. Little simple projects here, but we do a lot more inside the group. That's where the real stuff is taught. And like I said earlier, I do mixed media, acrylic painting, and glass art. Okay, let's clean that up right there. I'm just going to take a touch of white. Oh, I got that pumpkin color and just kind of fix that. But that's looking pretty good. We need to put a little frame around our barn door. Thank you. It's your boyfriend's birthday on Sunday. Oh, was he? That's great. Are y'all going to do anything special? Putting out just a touch of black. With just, my little bit of white. And let's kind of do a frame around that. Ooh, or we could just do this. I kind of like this, like put it like it's on a track, like a barn door track. I know it's not really, but you know what I'm saying? You could do that. What do y'all think? Do you like that, or do you want the whole frame? I have to kind of back up and look. This is a 6x6, wood canvas that I'm using. You like the track at the top, Joanne says. Hi, Monica. I'm so glad you came. Hope you're doing well. I miss seeing you. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of white just because I always highlight everything. Here we go again. I'll have that filled up next time. And just kind of run this across kind of the top. And there you go. You guys, wouldn't that be a cute gift for somebody? Just a simple little barn painting that is so easy. And in the wintertime, you could put a little Christmas tree or whatever. You can just change that out by season. Once you see how to do it and you can do it, then you can change it to fit whatever season it is. What do y'all think? Hi, Diane. Oh, thanks, Monica. It's not till the 22nd, but I think we should celebrate. So if anybody watching wants the tracer and color sheet for this, then just let me know in the comments and I will get it to you. Okay, that is it. Super, super easy. Let's do a quick little giveaway. It won't be anything big. It'll be something small, but we got to celebrate this week. This is the week. So I am going to pick a number. Let me get a number first. Let me think. We don't have a lot watching live, so let's say pick a number between 1 and 30. And when I see it pop up, I'll let you know. 1 and 30. Oh, you're welcome, Brenda. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Monica said 17. And Tracy said 24. Pam says 26. Monica 11. Linda 7. Vicky 21. Sherry 11. Joanne 27. Pam 14. Trisha 17. Keep guessing. Marsha 25. Brenda 22. Oh, I see it. Pam 29. Pam 29. 29 is the number. Pam will get you something fun for your surprise. And thank you everybody for being here live. That makes my day. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, just put in the comments if you want the tracer. Of course, if you're in the VIP group, you get the tracer and color sheet already, but we're celebrating this month, and since it's birthday week, we're celebrating this week extra. So there you go. I hope you guys had fun. I will be live in the group tomorrow, so the VIP group tomorrow. So if you want to join us, go get in the group quick. And just get on my website if you're interested, artgracepaint.com, and you can come join us. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you back here next Monday at 6, or if you do Facebook, I'll be there Friday at 6. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye, or great evening.